Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. Today I'm reviewing Rupture. So this is a new film that came out. It's from the director of Secretary and Fur, his new film. That sort of went straight to DVD, didn't go to movies or anything. Stars Noomi Rapace as the main character. There are a few other actors in it, but she's the main character. And it follows the story of a single mother raising her child in this home, and as we go through the home we start to see that there's video imagery of things happening, like someone's watching and recording them. It starts with showing the fear that she has to begin with, of spiders and bits and pieces like that. She isn't treated real well by her ex-husband, and she's trying to help her son, but he's sort of resistant with things. And ultimately the start of it sets up who she is, what she's about, that she has a son, all that sort of stuff. And she drops her son off at his father's place for the weekend and sort of is heading off to go skydiving. Ultimately she's kidnapped along the way by this strange group of people who tests on her, asking her basic medical questions like you would when you go to the doctor. They wear really strange black glasses with long lenses. They've got high light on. And there's something not quite right about them. You don't really know much about them to begin with, but you know something's quite strange. And ultimately the film from there is her trying to escape here, trying to make sense of what's happening, and also her trying to escape. Which she does try, but unfortunately due to circumstances is unsuccessful. It sort of looks at her trying to get through this, trying to work out who these people are, and it's revealed a bit later in the film who they are. You're still not quite sure what's happening in it, and it leads to an open-ended ending, which I felt that this sort of film, one, it was too short and it should have been a bit longer, should have extended a bit more to show a bit more of the world, a bit more of the story, and not rush through it so quickly. Look, let's talk about the acting here. Noomi Rapace is brilliant. She's brilliant in anything she does, and she gives 110% in this film. It's not a great film, but she does her best with what she has, and she's so brilliant to watch. And it's a character you can really get behind. She's really, really fascinating sort of character, and it's about resilience, and it's about surviving this and trying to work out what's going on and trying to escape, as well as helping others along the way who are also trapped in the facility. She's great. The other actors do a solid job. It looks interesting. And sort of interesting colours, the music's interesting. It's sort of quite fascinating what they can do with such a small budget and a small film. It's quite effective. The things I didn't quite like about it is they didn't explain things enough to begin with, I felt. For such a short running time, I think it's like an hour and a half, they didn't divulge enough information about the characters. And what's sort of happening, and it sort of isn't until there's 20 minutes left that they sort of go into that. But I felt they could have done that earlier, or stretched the film out a bit more. Look, it's not great. They're doing experiments, and it's sort of torturing, it's a bit dark and twisted, and it's not that fun or entertaining to watch a lot of the time. And they sort of go in a different direction. I like the concepts that they had there and what they were trying to say and trying to do, but it just sort of didn't accomplish that. Now, I'm a big fan of this sort of director. I really enjoyed Secretary. It was really, really different, with Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Spader. And he also did Fur with Nicole Kidman and Robert Downey Jr., which was an imagined world of this photographer. And I thought those two films were really great. And this film was just, I don't know, it felt like those early, torture films, and I just didn't think it was great. And it sort of leads to an ending, and you expect it to give you some information, but it just sort of doesn't. It just sort of ends. It really felt, yet again, like a TV pilot, like a pilot to a TV show, like Tomb Raider did, where this is the introduction of the characters, and then what will happen is down the track. And I think it may have worked better as that. As a film, it's interesting to watch and somewhat entertaining, but I just felt it could have been a lot better with what they accomplished with it, because it started so strong. There's so many films like this where some great ideas that start well and they just don't pay off in the end and don't do really well, and this is unfortunately one of them. Final verdict: if you like something that's a little different, telling a sci-fi-ish sort of thrillery story with really solid performance by Noomi Rapace, and you like a twisty thriller, this might be for you, but I don't think this film's going to be for everyone, and I don't think it's perfect or great. Look, I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5. It was okay. It was better than average. The main driving force for this film is Noomi Rapace, and if you like her, you will really thoroughly enjoy it. And I've loved her since The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which she gave such great performances in those 3 films, in that trilogy. And this, is another great performance. She's like Michael Fassbender to me. She's always good. She always never gives a bad performance, but sometimes she's not in the greatest films. Anyway, that's all from me today. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.